It's that time of year again where we need to clean up all of our platforms. So today we are inside of our Book Creator Teacher Dashboard. Now, you need to, at the end of the year, according to our guidelines for ECSD, you need to clean up your student work so it can't sit in this space. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to need to archive all of our libraries and then delete student work. Now, if there is something in particular that maybe you want to keep, there is also a way to download it, and I will show you it here. So let's say, for example, I have my library of student work. If I want to keep this student's work, I'm simply going to go into the library. I'm going to come down to the bottom to the share button, and I am going to select download. This is going to allow a PDF copy of the document to be made, and then from there you could store it in places that are safe, like your OneDrive, or you could have it printed to share it with parents. So whatever you would like to do with it in that regards, if there's specific exemplars too that you might want to keep to help work through to show student work as you navigate in your classes next year. This is another way to do that as well. You can also take this book, though, and you could create a library of, just create a new library, and it could just be called exemplars. And from there, you're not going to have any students in here, so don't worry about it. We can just turn all of these pieces off because we're not going to use them and just create that library. And so then what I can do is I can take this student work that I thought was really fantastic and I can move it. So I can grab it and I can move it to a different library. So once I come down here, I can move it to exemplar, or I can make a copy of it. And it might be simpler to make a copy of the book just because you're going to archive this student work and put it into your exemplars book or library. And so you'll see that now it is here. And so there are no students that have access to this, and you can tell by clicking on the little person icon, you are the only person. And so what happens is sometimes we forget about these libraries, and then students will see all of the libraries that they have been a part of for years and years and years, and they will be able to go back and edit their old previous work. And so we don't want them doing that, just in a way of maybe, navigating anything that they might put in it that we don't want to have there. So this is why I might save my exemplar here that I might want to use to show students later on. And then I'm going to come back to this library over here, and I'm going to simply start by archiving our libraries. So you're going to go through and clean up all of your libraries. So I'm just going to go here and do a little quick demo as I continue. Now, this is not the final step of this. I'm also going to need to delete the work. And so once I have this all done, you can see these are the ones I want to keep. My exemplar one, my personal library is going to stay here. And you'll notice that you don't have the three dots to make a decision anyways. It's just locked sitting there. And yes, I want to keep that. Yes, I want to keep this. Great. They have no student work in them. Another thing too, just a quick tip, if you're done with a library, let's say for example your students were working in this library, you can always go back into the settings and turn off the ability for them to edit books. So if you want to have it sitting in here for the year so that you can use it for demos, you can turn off the edit their own work so that there's nothing further that they can do in there. Also, if you don't want them editing other people's work and you have turned on that ability to collaborate before, ensure that you also turn that off. So coming back into my teacher dashboard, now I have archived the libraries that I wanted, so that is done. I need to now go into my archive library, which I will find right here beside my libraries. It says archived. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click into here, and now what I can do is I can click this little three dots here and I can delete forever. And so, of course, this is also a way that we can restore it if you archive it and want to bring it back for additional work sometime in the year. But you will see here that I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to click on the three dots at the top, which is going to allow me to delete all of these books forever. And now they are gone. So I'm going to do the same thing for all of my libraries until they are gone. And this is how I clean up my book creator. Now, there's also one other piece too, that if you were in a shared library space with people, you can see as you scroll down here, shared with me. If you want to leave this library, you simply come in here and you click on the three dots and you leave the library. So this is another piece that you can also clean up so that you no longer have access to, and it just kind of cleans up your platform so that it is easier to start the new year. And so make sure that you get your book creator all cleaned up so that it is fresh and new for next year. Happy summer!